Falcons Nation, let's cut to the noise, bypass the speculation, and confront a truth that has become so blindingly obvious. It almost feels like a cosmic joke. Remember that moment, that collective gasp, when Atlanta Falcons, with Kirk Cousins freshly signed to a massive deal, inexplicably drafted Michael Penix Jr. with the 8th overall pick? It was a head-scratcher, a strategic enigma that left us all wondering. What on earth was the plan for Kirk Cousins now? He was supposed to be our guy, the veteran presence, the missing piece. Instead, he became the most expensive backup in the league, a placeholder for a future that arrived far sooner than anyone anticipated. For weeks, we've lived with that awkward reality. The quiet understanding that Cousins, a quarterback who signed here to start and lead, was now relegated to the sidelines, watching a rookie take the reins. But what if I told you that the universe, in its infinite, ironic wisdom, has just handed the Atlanta Falcons the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card? What if the perfect, most logical, and frankly, painfully obvious landing spot for Kirk Cousins has just materialized, not in San Francisco, but in a division rival's backyard? Could the football gods be orchestrating a move that benefits everyone involved, finally untangling the Gordian, not as in the Falcons' quarterback situation? Because while we've been grappling with the Penix-Cousins dynamic, a seismic shift has occurred in the AFC North, a development that has opened a window of opportunities so wide you could drive a truck through it, and Kirk Cousins might just be the one behind the wheel. The Cincinnati Bengals, a team that has defied all expectations by starting the season 2-0, a feat in itself, considering their historical struggles out of the gate, have just been dealt a devastating blow. Their franchise quarterback, the supremely talented Joe Burrow, is facing a grade 3-toe injury, an ailment that could sideline him for up to 3 months and potentially require surgery. Just like that, a Super Bowl contender finds itself staring into the abyss, with their hopes now resting on the shoulders of third-year pro Jake Browning. And this, Falcons fans, is where the narrative takes a dramatic turn, where the pieces of this complex puzzle suddenly snap into place with an almost unsettling clarity. The Bengals, despite their surprising 2-0 start, are now in an enviable position. Do they really want to gamble their playoff hopes, their Super Bowl aspirations, on a quarterback who, while showing flashes last year, just threw 3 interceptions in a single game against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Week 2? Browning's 4-3 record as a starter in 2023 was commendable, but leading a team for the majority of the season, especially one with championship expectations, is an entirely different beast. The Bengals have a roster brimming with talent, a legitimate window to compete for a title right now. To squander that opportunity by relying solely on an unproven backup would be nothing short of malpractice. Enter Kirk Cousins. Imagine, for a moment, Cousins stepping into that Cincinnati locker room. This is a quarterback who thrives in a strong offensive system, a passer who excels when surrounded by elite playmakers. And what do the Bengals have in abundance? Talent. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins aren't just good receivers. They are 2 of the most dynamic, game-changing pass catchers in the entire league. Cousins, who famously thrived throwing to Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen in Minnesota, would find himself in an incredibly familiar and comfortable environment. He could step in, manage the game, distribute the ball to his playmakers, and keep that high-octane Bengals offense humming. The transition would be smoother than almost any other destination, given the similar offensive philosophies and the sheer talent at his disposal. Yes, there's the elephant in the room, that contract. But for the Bengals, a team that has already overcome significant offseason contract hurdles and is currently sitting at 2-0, the cost of bringing in a proven veteran like Cousins to salvage their season might just be a pill they're willing to swallow. They have a strong offensive line, a solid running game, and a defense that can make plays. Adding Cousins, even with the cap impact, would immediately elevate their chances of staying competitive in a tough AFC North and making a deep playoff run. Browning might be able to hold the fort for a few games, but Cincinnati faces a brutal stretch of their schedule. Cousins offers stability, experience, and a proven track record of moving the ball downfield. And what about Kirk Cousins himself? At this stage of his career, he's closer to the end than the beginning. He came to Atlanta with a burning desire to be a starting quarterback, to lead a team to the promised land. That dream here in Atlanta has been subtly but definitively shifted towards Michael Penix Jr., but in Cincinnati, With a 2-0 record and a roster built to win, Cousins would find a phenomenal opportunity. He wouldn't just be playing. He'd be playing for a contender in a strong offensive system, surrounded by elite weapons. This isn't just a chance to keep his career going. It's a chance to chase that elusive Super Bowl ring, to prove his worth on the biggest stage, and to do it in a situation that is tailor-made for his skill set. For the Atlanta Falcons, this trade makes even more sense. It's the ultimate resolution to an awkward, expensive situation. It solidifies Michael Penix Jr.'s role as the undisputed future of the franchise, allowing him to develop without the shadow of a high-priced veteran looming over him. It clears significant cap space, providing the Falcons with flexibility for future moves and investments. And it potentially brings invaluable draft capital, accelerating the rebuild and strengthening the team for years to come. This isn't just a trade. It's a strategic realignment, a moment where all the stars align to create a win-win-win scenario for the Falcons, the Bengals, and Kirk Cousins himself. It's a painful truth, perhaps, for those who hope Cousins will be the long-term answer here, but it's a truth that offers a clear, logical, and incredibly exciting path forward for everyone involved. So, Falcons Nation, the question is no longer if Kirk Cousins will be traded, but when and to whom. And the answer now feels undeniably clear. The Cincinnati Bengals are the perfect, painfully obvious destination. What do you think about this potential blockbuster? Is this the trade we've been waiting for? The move that finally brings clarity and cap relief to Atlanta? Or are you holding out hope for a different outcome? Let me know your thoughts in the comment below. Hit that like button if you're ready to see the saga unfold. And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a single update as this fascinating story develops.